Its Eleanor High School had always been famous, not for academics, not for sports, but for the strange stories whispered in its hallways. Teachers avoided discussing it, parents denied it, and the school's website never mentioned it. But students knew. Especially about room 209. It had been locked for more than 30 years. Boarded from the inside, painted over, forgotten, at least officially. But everyone knew the name that echoed like a curse, the Horror Classroom of America. No one went near it, until the school decided to open it again. Mason Clark was not the type to believe in ghost stories. At 17, he believed in grades, scholarships, and his future. But when Principal Howard called him and 3 other top students to a meeting, he felt something uneasy twist in his stomach. The principal smiled too widely. "Congratulations," he said. "You 4 have been selected for a special experimental class. A new learning program." "Where?" Mason asked. "In room 209, the principal replied. Silence. The air turned cold. Even the lights flickered. Jessica, the smartest girl in the school, frowned. "Sir, isn't that room closed?" "It was," Principal Howard said, hands tightening behind his back. "But we've redesigned it. State-of-the-art technology. A unique educational experience." Mason didn't like the way he said, unique. Still, none of them could say no. The principal handed each of them a silver key. "Class begins tomorrow, 7 a.m. Don't be late." The next morning, the hallway leading to room 209 looked different. Darker, silent, no footsteps, no chatter, not even the hum of the heater. The 4 students, Mason, Jessica, Tyler, and Maria, stood in front of the door that looked older than the school itself. Its wood was cracked, like something inside had been clawing to get out. "Ready?" Tyler whispered, forcing a laugh that didn't sound like a laugh. "No," Maria said honestly. They inserted their keys. Click. The door swung open on its own. A wave of icy air washed over them. The classroom looked normal at first. Desks, chairs, whiteboard, projector. But everything felt wrong. The lights buzzed faintly, shadows stretched longer than they should, and the temperature kept dropping, like winter lived inside the walls. On the teacher's desk sat an old attendance sheet. They all walked closer. Mason noticed something odd first. The names on the sheet were not theirs. Instead, the list showed students from 1992. And next to every name was a single word. Absent, 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 all the way down. "Creepy," Tyler muttered. "Maybe it's some prank." But Jessica shook her head. "No one uses sheets like this anymore." Suddenly, the door slammed behind them. All 4 jumped. Tyler ran to the door and pulled the handle. Locked. Mason felt his heartbeat climb into his throat. "Okay, this is not a joke. Let's go." Before he could speak again, the projector turned on by itself. A grainy black and white video flashed onto the wall. A classroom. The same classroom. Room 209. Students sat at their desks, silent, unmoving. Faces pale, eyes staring ahead. Then the camera turned toward the teacher. A tall, thin man in a long coat. His face was blurred, as if reality refused to show it. He lifted his hand and pointed at the camera. The screen went black. All the lights in the room switched off. Pitch darkness. Maria screamed. Mason reached out blindly, trying to find her, trying to find anyone. The lights flickered back on after 3 seconds. But Maria was gone. Her desk sat empty. Her bag remained. Her chair still rocked, slowly. "Maria!" Jessica yelled, running to the back of the room. But she vanished, like smoke blown away. No sound, no struggle, just gone. Tyler backed against the wall. "What the hell is happening?" Mason swallowed hard. "We need to stay calm. The door, we need to break it." But as they moved toward the door, the whiteboard lit up with a message written in thick black marker. "Take your seats. Class is not dismissed." Jessica's voice trembled. "Run." They sprinted to the door again, but the entire wall around it had changed. No knob, no hinges, no frame, just solid concrete. The classroom was sealing them in. Like a tomb, a scraping noise came from the ceiling. Slow, heavy, something crawling. All three looked up. A black shape moved through the ceiling tiles, as if hanging upside down, following their movement. "Keep your eyes down," Mason whispered. But it was too late. The tile above Tyler fell. A hand, long, skeletal, black as burned wood, shot down and grabbed Tyler by the face. He screamed as the hand pulled him upward into the darkness. The ceiling closed as if nothing had happened. Now only Mason and Jessica remained. The projector flickered on again. This time, a text appeared. Lesson 2. Disappearance. "No," Jessica whispered. "No, no, no, no." But the lights flickered again. Jessica clutched Mason's arm. "Don't let go of me." "Never," he promised. A chair slid across the floor on its own. A window that wasn't there before appeared on the wall, showing a hallway filled with shadows, moving in unnatural ways. And then, footsteps. Slow. Approaching from the hallway inside the window. The tall teacher figure appeared. Face still blurred. He pointed at them. Jessica screamed, and her body started lifting off the ground, dragged by something unseen. Mason tried to hold on, but her hand slipped away like she was made of smoke. She dissolved without a sound. Mason stood alone. His breaths came sharp and fast. The whiteboard lit up again. Last student remaining. Final lesson. Obey. Desks began to move, forming rows. The teacher's desk scraped forward with a deafening screech. And the teacher stepped out of the window. Not the real window, no, out of the projected one. His long blurred face bending out of the screen like he was peeling through reality. Mason stumbled back. The teacher raised a hand and pointed at the empty front desk. "Why you want me to sit?" Mason whispered. The figure nodded. Mason sat, trembling so hard the desk shook. A book appeared in front of him. An old student logbook. Its pages filled with names. Some crossed out, some missing. He turned the page. Blank. Just one line at the top. New entry. Mason Clark. Status. His hand moved on its own, forced by invisible fingers. He wrote, "Present." The teacher leaned closer, the blurred face inches away. Mason squeezed his eyes shut. When he opened them, he was no longer in the classroom. He was standing in the hallway. Silent, cold, everything looked normal. He ran to the main office. Teachers bustled around. Students talked. No one noticed him bursting in. Principal Howard. The classroom, room 209. Everyone is gone. Maria, Tyler, Jessica. But the principal looked at him with confused eyes. "Who are you?" Mason froze. "I'm Mason Clark. You called us yesterday for the project class." Principal Howard shook his head. "Son, we don't have any student by that name." Mason laughed nervously. "What? Of course I'm a student. My locker, my schedule." The principal typed into the computer. "Nothing. Mason Clark doesn't exist here. Are you sure you're in the right school?" A chill spread across Mason's spine. He ran out of the office, down the hallway, straight to room 209. But the door was gone. Just solid wall. A janitor walked by, looking for something. "The classroom," Mason whispered. "Room 209. The janitor paused. His expression softened in a strange pity. "Son, that room hasn't existed for 30 years." Mason took a step back. "But I was just in there." The janitor shook his head. "Every few years, someone says the same thing. Some door appears, then disappears. School says it's just old building quirks." Mason felt his heart sinking into an endless pit. What happened to the students who were taken? He asked. "No one knows." The janitor walked away slowly. "Some say the classroom still thinks they're present, taking attendance forever." Mason looked down at his hand. The ink from the attendance sheet was still on his fingers. "Present." He choked on a breath. Suddenly, the hallway lights flickered. Once, twice. Behind him, he heard a familiar scraping. Ceiling tiles shifting. Something crawling. A voice whispered behind his ear. A voice like chalk on a blackboard. "Class is not dismissed." Mason turned. The blurred teacher stood inches away. The world around him froze. Mason tried to scream, but darkness swallowed him. And the hallway was empty again. The next morning, at exactly 7 a.m., 4 new silver keys were placed on Principal Howard's desk. Waiting. Because room 209 always needed students. And attendance must always be complete. In the horror classroom of America. If you're new to the channel and enjoy horror stories, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and share it with your friends for more terrifying tales.